obviously the two starts against the Dodgers were very different. Could you kind of contrast what you had in each game? And I think Jason asked Terry, was the second one more impressive in some ways than the first one?
Yeah, I think so. The first game I felt really good out there and felt like I had control of all my pitches and was willing to throw them at any time. And the second game that one was tough. I didn't have any fastball command, and I think my curveball was my best pitch. So the second game was definitely a battle, and I feel like it was more impressive just because it wasn't easy. When you have your best stuff, it's a lot easier to pitch.
Okay, over here to the left.
Jake, what are the unique challenges of pitching at Wrigley Field?
I don't know. It's windy here. The ball carries pretty well, so I think going into this, my game plan is going to be try to get a lot of ground ball outs.
Jacob, you pitched in 2 huge games, obviously, in the last series, another big one tomorrow night. I'm just wondering, how much fun is it to pitch in games of this magnitude? Everybody's watching.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. That's what we play for. We play to get this chance, and you never know how many times you're going to get it. So when you get this chance, you want to make the best of it.
And right here in the center, Ken.
Jacob, how accustomed are you to the infielders shifting behind you depending on the batter and the count, and how much do you think that helps through your final results?
Yeah, I mean, that helps. You got a guy who pulls the ball a lot, and there's no reason to leave the guys on the other side of the infield, move them over there, and hopefully he hits into that shift.
You think it's easier for you as a younger pitcher? You've kind of grown up with it in the major leagues?
Yeah, I think so, because they were doing it last year and stuff, so I think being more used to it versus, if you weren't used to it and they do get a hit the other way, then you're kind of a little upset about it. But I think having that done last year and then this year, I'm fine with it.
And right here in front to the left.
Jake, you guys have all kind of pitched more than you've used to in your career to get to this point. Is there some way to battle that fatigue? Do you feel fatigue more this time of year, or do you feel it less just because of the adrenaline and stuff?
I felt fine the whole time. The adrenaline definitely helps. This is the most I've thrown in a year, and it's tough to say if I had this many innings in the regular season how I'd feel, but I think playoff time the adrenaline definitely kicks in.
And to the left again, front.
Do you let yourself embrace that adrenaline, like when your last start, when you don't have your best stuff? How much is that just that buzz get you through knowing it's a big spot?
Yeah, I think that helps out a lot. It's easier to stay out there and keep fighting whenever you have that much adrenaline.
And all the way to the left.
I'm curious, was this a place that you were excited to see for the first time? And what was your first impression of Wrigley Field?
Yeah, I was definitely excited to see it. Last year it was my first time here, and it's definitely a cool place to play.
And back to the left, behind the pole.
Jacob, obviously you talked about your 2 starts in the NLDS and how you had to fight through that second one. Does that outing give you a little bit more confidence heading into this one, knowing that you might not have your best stuff, but you can soldier through it?
Yeah, definitely. That gives you some confidence, knowing that I was able to pitch without my best stuff. Hopefully I do have tomorrow. I have my best stuff, but if not, I think I'll be able to keep us in the ball game.
And over here to the left.
Just you faced these guys twice earlier this year. What were the takeaways you took from those games? I mean, what are things you looking back on them?
I actually haven't looked back at it too much. I know they weren't very good starts, so I'm going to flush that. And this is the playoffs, so it's going to be a new start for me. Normally when I look at stuff, I try to look at the good things. When I watch video, I try to watch the good starts so I can see how my mechanics are in those. There'll be every once in a while I'll look at videos of starts that I struggled, and sometimes in those there's no mechanical problems. It's just didn't have good stuff that day.
And to the right and center.
Can you share some areas or some ways in which your pitching coach Dan has had the biggest impact in your career thus far?
Even in the second start against the Dodgers, I think the 5th and 6th innings when I felt the best. And he noticed that I was leaning a little bit, kind of rushing towards the plate, things like that. During the game, insides, he notices the smallest things and helps you adjust, kind of on the fly.
And on the far left?
Jake, back to what Matt was just talking about a second ago, especially that first start against the Cubs this year. It was right before you went on that really fantastic tear and made some mechanical adjustments. So when you think back on that start, was it more you were a little bit out of whack than anything else?
I honestly don't know. I just feel like I probably left some balls in the middle of the plate that got hit pretty hard.
And to the back left?
Going back to that, though, it was a period where you were kind of struggling, and you made some adjustments at that time, correct? What's the difference between then and now? for you mechanically?
I think I'm a little bit. I can repeat my delivery a little bit better now than I was earlier on in the year. We made some adjustments to where that front shoulder was leaning down instead of staying level over the rubber. So I think in those starts I was kind of getting beside the ball and it was staying flat in the zone instead of on top of it with some good down movement.
And you didn't want to be skipped at the end of the season, but do you think that helped you?
I don't think it hurt me, but who knows? I would have liked to stay pitching, but that's over with.
And a little further left back.
Jacob, 2-0 series lead, chance to go 3-0. How confident is that clubhouse right now? Are you guys a little wary because you know how good the Cubs are, or are you just confident in your stuff?
No, I think we have a lot of confidence going into this game. We matched up well against two great pitchers, and we got a chance to take a 3-0 lead tomorrow. The guys have been putting up runs for us, and our job is just to keep it close and let them do what they've been doing.